The story of the Federal Reserve and the families that shaped it begins with the four horsemen of banking: Bank of America, JP Morgan Chase, Citigroup, and Wells Fargo. These financial titans didn't just dominate banking, they recognized early the immense power of another industry, oil. The Rockefellers, instrumental in establishing Chase Bank, built their fortune on Standard Oil, a behemoth that controlled nearly all oil production in the late 19th century. Control over oil meant control over industry, transportation, and ultimately global power. The families behind these banks understood this, and their investments in oil solidified their positions as architects of the 20th century. Their influence extended beyond American borders, with European banking families like the Rothschilds and Warburgs forging alliances to leverage American ambition and resources for their own global aspirations. Bank of America, JP Morgan Chase, Citigroup, and Wells Fargo. These names are synonymous with American banking. They are the behemoths of finance, holding the assets of millions and wielding influence that extends from Wall Street to Washington. But their origins are not as grand as their modern-day stature might suggest. They emerged from a tangled web of mergers, acquisitions, and strategic alliances, often orchestrated by the very families seeking to consolidate their power. JP Morgan Chase, for example, traces its lineage back to the House of Morgan, founded by JP Morgan, a legendary financier who played a pivotal role in the creation of the Federal Reserve. Each bank represents a tapestry of smaller institutions woven together through ambition, opportunity, and the relentless pursuit of financial dominance. No story of the Federal Reserve is complete without mentioning the families who played a pivotal role in its creation: the Rothschilds, Warburgs, Lehmans, and Morgans. These were not simply wealthy families, they were dynasties, their names synonymous with finance and power for generations. The Rothschilds, a family of German-Jewish origin, rose to prominence in the 18th century through their banking empire. They financed wars, funded industrial revolutions, and their influence reached every corner of Europe. The Warburgs, another prominent German banking family, had deep ties to the Rothschilds and played a crucial role in financing German industry in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. The Lehmans, originally cotton traders, established themselves as a powerful force in American finance in the 19th century. And then there were the Morgans, led by the formidable JP Morgan, who used their influence to shape American industry and finance, culminating in their instrumental role in the creation of the Federal Reserve. The year 1913 marked a turning point in American financial history. It was the year the Federal Reserve Act was passed, creating the Federal Reserve System, America's central bank. Prior to the Federal Reserve, the United States operated without a central bank for extended periods. The money supply was more decentralized, and banks operated independently. The creation of the Federal Reserve centralized control of the monetary system, giving it the power to control interest rates, print money, and act as a lender of last resort to banks. By exerting influence over the Federal Reserve, the families that shaped the American financial landscape could shape monetary policy, influence interest rates, and control the flow of money on a national scale. The story of the Federal Reserve is incomplete without understanding its place in a larger, global financial system. At the heart of this system lies the Bank for International Settlements, often referred to as the Central Bank for Central Banks. Established in 1930, the BIS provides a forum for central bank cooperation and plays a crucial role in international financial transactions. The creation of the BIS was driven by the need for greater international financial cooperation, particularly in the wake of the financial instability that followed World War I. However, it also provided a mechanism for central bankers to coordinate policy, share information, and act in concert to shape the global financial system. Critics argue that the BIS represents a concentration of power in the hands of unelected officials, beholden to the interests of global finance rather than the needs of ordinary citizens. Section 6, the House of Rockefeller, from Oil to Empire. No discussion of financial power is complete without mentioning the Rockefeller family. John D. Rockefeller, the patriarch of the family, founded Standard Oil, a company that would come to dominate the American oil industry in the late 19th century. Through a combination of shrewd business practices and aggressive acquisitions, Standard Oil amassed a near monopoly, controlling nearly all aspects of oil production, refining and distribution. The Rockefellers' influence extended far beyond the oil industry, diversifying their holdings into banking, railroads and real estate. Their philanthropy, while vast and impactful, also served to shape public opinion and advance their interests, cementing their legacy as one of the most powerful families in modern history. Section 7. Threads of control, interlocking directorships and shared secrets. The true extent of the power wielded by these financial dynasties lies not just in their vast wealth, but in their interconnectedness. Interlocking directorates, where individuals sit on the boards of multiple companies, are a key mechanism through which these families exert control. By having their representatives in key positions across industries, they can influence decision-making, shape policy, and ensure that their interests are protected. These networks of influence extend beyond the corporate world, reaching into government, media, and academia, creating a system where their worldview is reinforced and their power remains largely unchallenged. This system of shared risk and reward ensures that even as individual companies may face challenges, the overall power structure remains intact. Section 8. The global grip, from Wall Street to the world. The influence of these financial dynasties extends far beyond the borders of the United States. Through their control over multinational corporations, global financial institutions, and international organizations, they exert influence on a global scale, shaping economic policies, influencing political outcomes, and determining the flow of capital around the world. Their impact is felt most acutely in developing countries, where they often hold significant sway over governments and economies. Through loans, investments, and structural adjustment programs, they can dictate economic policies, privatize state-owned enterprises, and shape the terms of trade, often to the detriment of local populations. Their worldview, shaped by a belief in free markets, deregulation, and the primacy of finance, has become the dominant paradigm, shaping the lives of billions of people around the world. Section 9. A legacy of power, the enduring influence of financial dynasties. The story of the Federal Reserve and the families that shaped it is a story of power, its acquisition, consolidation, and perpetuation. It is a story that continues to unfold today as these dynasties adapt to changing circumstances, leverage new technologies, and find innovative ways to maintain their grip on the levers of global finance. Their legacy is one of both progress and inequality. They have financed innovation, fueled economic growth, and played a role in shaping the modern world. However, their pursuit of profit and power has often come at the expense of social justice, environmental sustainability, and the well-being of ordinary people.